crafting and got into a little bit of the details. None of the specifics. They said that this is going to be next year, but when I just think about the quantity of work and the quantity of detail that has to go into creating all these levels, all these materials, all these blueprints, unless a whole lot more of that is already in a finished state, then they really were willing to open the cloak on this. It is I don't the tier 0 that we're going to see in the next 12 months is going to be comparatively limited. I have one really big picture concern about the crafting part, and that is in a game in which PvP is available, the primary determinant of victory has to be your skill versus the other guy's skill. If the presence and the availability of tier 3 weapons makes your equipment the thing that wins, then you've gone from PvP to Pokemon, and that will not be healthy to the PvP community. It should be, PvP needs to mean who you are and not what you own. But other than that, I think it's a great thing, particularly in terms of one of the things I was pleased is that there's 2 types of crafting. There's taking iron and turning it into swords, and there's taking swords and turning them into magic swords. And they didn't get far into the second part, but it sounds like they really are trying to address both parts of crafting. And so I was very heartened to see that. Now, the base building also looked very good. It looks like they're going to be, this is a big thing. They've already been working on it for 1 year. I think there's going to be a lot more work yet to be done on this. So I wouldn't get my hopes too far ahead of seeing much more than a very limited tier 0 in terms of this year. They talked about the base building release. I would be surprised if that base building release, it contained most of these things, was before next Citizen-Con, to be perfectly honest. I'm sitting here imagining the amount of work that goes beyond it. I have one very big picture concern, and that is that they show these very large, very elaborate kind of bases. That does not happen by accident. You need to work from a plan. Fortunately, I think that what they would need to add to what they showed in order to be able to build a coherent, functioning industrial complex isn't that much. We'll be creating one of my usual long format videos on exactly what they need to do. Some of the questions I asked about a year ago after Todd Pappy's, I was looking for answers from them. Some of them were answered, some of them are still open. Like, how do you claim territories? Is it a square? Is it a rectangle? Is there? Remember, I did a video comparing circular grids to rectangular grids. So there's a really big question here that was completely left unanswered is how does this whole base building thing work with shards? In other words, when I log out, does my base disappear? What can other people do to my base when I am gone? Is it shard linked? If I come into a base and someone happens to be, if I come into a shard and someone happens to be standing nearby, does my whole base suddenly appear in front of them? Does it switch from one state to another? A whole lot of questions about persistence and shards with these bases still are open questions. And so that's then we had the shipbuilding, the ships and the Starlancer looks like a really interesting ship. Really, in the 200 to 200, 300 category of cargo ships is pretty empty. So the Max is going to be a big entry there. The TAC, I looked at it and I saw, frankly, a Carrack competitor. And honestly, the Starlancer build really felt like a sweet spot for someone like me, because honestly, to me, that Pioneer, it's got to be an org ship. It's a ship that only someone that has access to an org level of, and a large org level, frankly. The Starlancer is a good small org ship. The Pioneer, just from judgment of size, is a large org ship. And so I'm not sure if you know, as an architect, the guy who's never really been a big org leader, really whether it would be my thing. Anyhow, they're starting the next presentation, which is the really important one. So I'm going to let you go. Again, all these videos are applying towards the giveaways. We're still looking for those last 100 or so subscribers. But enjoy the next presentation. Fly safe, keep it real, and I will see you in the verse. This is Ray. This is Danny Raymond for Ray's Guide.
You might have noticed we went on ISC hiatus a couple weeks ago. We went on hiatus a little earlier than normal because we took